my name is Gary Schotten, and I'm a part of Inspiring Better Business, IBBTalks.com. Today I'm going to talk about true colors. And I don't mean colors like the color of my shirt, that people over a period of time can really show themselves who they really are, and you may not be able to determine that up front and right away. So over time, a person's true colors will come out. It does sometimes take an extended time, but it's fun to find somebody that's really with you. They're not there with an ulterior motive or a side deal or something that they want to sell you. They want to become your friend so that you can advance them and their cause. And you know, it's okay to be in sales, but I like to know up front if I'm being stacked up for kind of a sucker there for an eventual opportunity to buy their product or service. So it is important for us to kind of look deeper into our friendships to see who is surrounding, why are we being surrounded with people, and what is the real motive. It will come out. Many people will come to you with a side agenda, and you've got to be able to start that. I'm going to refer to a couple quotes from my friend John Mason in his most recent book, and one of the quotes says, "Some people come into your life as blessings, and others come into your life as lessons." So you think about that a minute. They're a blessing to you, and if not, you can learn a lesson from dealing with them and their situation. And later on in the same book, he said, "Don't base your decisions on the advice from people who don't have to deal with the results." Wow. People give you all kinds of advice, but they're not having to deal with the results. And maybe they don't even haven't even got experience. I always like to ask myself when someone's giving me advice, where are they coming from? What is their background? Do they even understand my situation? Are they even in a position to speak into my life on this? And so I don't ask a lot of people to speak to me and give me advice. I really don't want that. To finish that up, it says, "Don't base your decisions on the advice from other people who don't have to deal with the results and do not have your best interest at heart." Those are quotes. Especially those that are in sales. If you're a higher position, others that seek you out for their interior motives of selling you something. I've seen it with my investment. I'm in a position, I have a little extra money, and I think some people that are in that operation or that field, I got to ask myself, are we really good friends here? Or are we eventually going to come to the point that they would like me to use their firm for either insurance or investments, and after a little while I can see that the true colors came out. That's where this comes from. Well, I'm going to be a little personal here when I talk about not buttering up to people and not trying to get close to them and not trying to take advantage of a relationship. And so it may kind of sound unusual, but I have been attending the same church for more than 23 years. And I have true colors in that church. I have no motive. I really believe that to come and serve God in that church. I don't have any aspirations of advancing my career, gaining customers, getting on staff, attempting to get some advantage back from that organization, my home church. And I kind of even shy to an extreme, some may say, because in 23 years I've never asked for, nor ever have I had a personal one-on-one conversation with my senior pastor. That's unusual, I know. It's a larger church. The pastor has many things to deal with, and now he's actually semi-retired as the founding pastor and turned the church over to his son, who is the lead pastor. But still, my point is this. I really don't want, my true colors is I don't want his personal advice in my life. I really don't. I want to hear from him through the Spirit of God, through the Word of God, through the message I set in, and I want to hear God's plan for my life. I want to hear the things that God would have me, not his personal opinion. And so that being my case, my true colors are that I really don't expect my teachers and my leaders to be perfect. I don't expect them to consult with me. If I needed, I guess I would, but at this point I believe it's working fine because I'm hearing God through them. I know there's other people I've observed that come to our church in the first month or two. They're wanting to get an appointment with the pastor. They want to tell them something that they're bringing some cause to them, and they have the opportunity to help fix things at the church. And so I hope this comes across well, but I am not of that attitude. I really want the true colors of serving God openly at my place of worship. I want others to know that I can be a friend of God. I'm not going to be the best friend with everybody in my spiritual world. I'm going to be friends with God. I have some examples of negative true colors. I hope this comes across well. An individual worked for me. In fact, I needed some help pretty desperately when I was in my first business some 30 years ago, and it was actually through my church. Somebody came to work for me. He was good leadership, good management material, had managed some other stores, and his wife actually came on with me. So it was my wife and I and this other couple. I won't name their names, of course. And for a couple, 3 years, man, it looked like this was a team. But I started seeing some problems develop. Number one, this person wanted to own part of my business, actually wanted me to give them part of my business. And I said, well, I'm not in a position just to give that to you, but I can let you earn it. I'll pay you a bonus, and you can take that bonus and buy some stock back. We had a plan going. And then the true colors came out. One night, he had check writing abilities, and that means he could write checks on my account. And unbeknownst to me, starting on 1 week, the beginning of 1 week, he wrote 5 or 6 checks to himself and backed them up with bogus and unjustified documents, and went to the bank and got cash to the tune of about $15,000. Now, he didn't walk out of the bank with one check for $15,000, 5 or 6 checks, $4,000 here, $2,000 here, added up to $15,000, and proceeded to use what I considered my money to pay my workers to move him to another state where I could not actually, if I wanted to, pursue any recourse. Wow, his true colors came out. And I was I was really taken off. I mean, I'd been tricked, I think. And, some way, kind of give him some kind of justification, although it's not right. He had done some poor investment on his side, and he needed to skip town on some bills that he had created outside of anything to do with me. But his true colors came out. You can close with this, and I can remind you that the truth will always come out. I've been used that as an anchor for many years. That's both on the good and the bad. If I want to do something inappropriate or immoral or outside of the perfect plan for my life, and I step into an arena, I've got to ask myself, now, what I'm doing here may be in secret, but remember, God said the truth will always come out. And on the positive side, if I'm working hard and diligently, and I'm doing my job well, and I'm supplying a product or service or my services personally, and someone else jumps ahead because they're kind of what we call taking advantage of the situation and propelling themselves faster than they're claiming credit maybe for work I did, and they're wanting to claim credit for that so that they can advance, and they do advance. They go up the ladder, and they're passing me by. Well, remember, the truth will come back. The truth will come out. And so rest on that fact, be confident of that, and work heartily as unto the Lord, and you're going to be okay. Thanks for being a part of Inspiring Better Business.